Have you ever noticed that the most dangerous villains in real life don't look like villains at all? They don't wear dark capes or announce their intentions. They don't scream their plans from the rooftops. In fact, most of them look ordinary, friendly even. While you're focused on improving your life, chasing purpose, trying to become better, there are forces quietly working against you every single day. And the scary part is this: they're not always external enemies. Some of them live inside your own head. You see, real-life villains aren't always people who want to see you fail. Sometimes they're systems, sometimes they're habits, sometimes they're ideas that sound harmless but slowly drain your potential. And because they don't attack you directly, you don't fight back. You adapt. You normalize the damage. You call it just life. But what if I told you that most people never lose because they weren't talented enough, disciplined enough, or smart enough? They lose because they never identified the real villains sabotaging them from the shadows. Before we go deeper, hit the like button and let me know where you're watching from. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Now listen carefully. One of the most powerful villains in real life is comfort, not pain, not struggle, comfort. Comfort convinces you to stay where you are because nothing is technically wrong. You're not starving, you're not in danger, you're surviving, and that's exactly how it traps you. Comfort whispers, you can start tomorrow. You're still young. You still have time. Years pass and suddenly tomorrow is gone. Comfort never attacks you. It sedates you. It keeps you scrolling, consuming, distracting yourself until your ambition slowly suffocates, and by the time you realize what happened, you call it regret. Another villain most people never question is social conditioning. From the moment you're born, you're handed a script. Go to school. Don't ask too many questions. Be realistic. Play it safe. Fit in. This system doesn't care about your potential. It cares about order. And if you start thinking differently, dreaming differently, moving differently, it labels you irresponsible, delusional, or arrogant. So what do most people do? They shrink. They lower their expectations. They trade their curiosity for approval, and the villain wins without ever showing its face. But let's get even more uncomfortable. One of the most ruthless villains you'll ever face is your own unexamined identity, the story you keep telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. I'm just not disciplined. I've always been like this. People like me don't succeed. These aren't facts. They're mental prisons. And the more you repeat them, the stronger the bars become. Your mind will always work to prove your identity correct, even if that identity is destroying you. This is why two people can face the same situation and end up with completely different lives. One questions the story, the other obeys it. And here's a villain that almost nobody talks about: emotional addiction. Yes, addiction to feeling a certain way. Some people are addicted to chaos. Some are addicted to struggle. Some are addicted to being the victim because it gives their pain meaning. They don't know who they are without the drama, without the excuses, without the enemy to blame. So even when opportunities show up, they sabotage them. Peace feels unfamiliar. Progress feels unsafe. And so they unconsciously return to what hurts because it's familiar. This villain doesn't want to kill you. It wants to keep you exactly the same. Now let me say something that might sting a little. Not everyone who smiles at you wants to see you win. Some people don't want you to fail. They just don't want you to outgrow them. These villains don't attack you directly. They discourage you subtly. They joke about your goals. They question your ambition. They remind you of your past mistakes. And because they're close to you, you listen. You start doubting yourself. You start dimming your light to keep the peace. But every time you do that, you betray your future self. Right, I see the villains in the comments if this is starting to click. Because awareness is the first real weapon. Once you can see clearly, you stop fighting the wrong battles. You stop blaming bad luck. You stop wasting energy on symptoms instead of causes. Real growth begins the moment you identify what's actually holding you back. And here's the truth most people never hear. Villains don't disappear when you ignore them. They get stronger. But when you name them, when you bring them into the light, they lose their power. So what do you do with this awareness? You stop negotiating with comfort. You question every belief that limits you. You become ruthless about your environment, your inputs, and your self-talk. You stop waiting for motivation and start acting from intention, and most importantly, you take responsibility, not blame, responsibility. Because the moment you realize that no villain is more powerful than your ability to choose differently, everything changes. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button so it reaches more people who need to hear this. And if you're serious about leveling up your mindset and seeing reality for what it really is, subscribe. This channel isn't about motivation, it's about clarity. Leave a comment saying, "I choose awareness," if you're done letting hidden villains run your life. There's another video on your screen right now that goes even deeper into how to dismantle these forces step by step. Click it. This is where things start to change.